Yo, good morning. I'm back. With the same artwork we were working on yesterday. So we're gonna continue whatever we wherever we left off yesterday because today is the 14th day and I usually submit my artworks within the 7 to 14 days. So I have to submit it today at all costs. Um, it is a personal disciplinary action thingy. But anyway, let's just continue where we left off. Oh, I want to make her collarbone. It seems that yeah, I made this the glasses on a different layer because I did not want to accidentally merge them. Maybe I will rename it. Uh, what should I rename them? Wondering if OBS Studio shows my keyboard sometimes. Probably not. Um, Glasses. Her sleeves. Suddenly, I'm remembering Black Butler today. I want to rewatch the thing. I haven't watched an anime in so long. I am craving anime these days. Interesting thing is that I have yet to watch the fourth, no, not the fourth one. I think the fifth, sixth, and sixth season of My Hero Academia. If there's more than that, then I don't remember. And I still haven't obviously watched them. And um, there's more that I have yet to catch up on. For One Piece, obviously One Piece. One Piece. I think I left somewhere in on the Egghead Island when Garp was fighting with Kizaru, and um, no way when Shanks met uh the red-haired dude. Kid, yeah, and what else? There's more anime that I have yet to continue watching. Okay, nice. Once I'm done with this commission, this one and the other one that I'm working on, I will take a day break. Like tomorrow, I will take a break and then I will continue. In that break, I will probably watch an anime or something. And then I will continue marketing and hunting my work. Oof, I forgot that I have not posted a video again this week, and it's already Sunday. What have I been doing the whole week? I don't know. Sleeping, watching FIFA. I think FIFA took a lot of my time recently. A lot of my free time went into FIFA. Scrolling reels, scrolling Holland's memes. And where did we go? Okay. So we're gonna add some creases inside of here. Wait, I forgot to open the chat box. Give me a moment. Here we are. Okay, so we're gonna add some creases. I think I am not exactly really good with clothes and creases, but these are easy. These are the easier ones comparatively. The design on the sleeves of the reference image were a bit different, but I wanted it to be similar, so I just changed it slightly. I feel like the shoulder needs to be a little bit more round. It looks uneven. I'm gonna erase the previous one that I drew. I will probably be coloring this on stream today as well. I would not end stream until I'm done with this artwork. By the way, I made mug cake just now. It was supposed to be a chocolate mug cake, but I did not have baking soda and baking powder, so it ended up being kind of spongy. But it was pretty tasty. It was pretty tasty, yeah. It was a good breakfast to have. This part of the legs would not even be visible probably, but I'm still drawing it just in case because the carton is going to be made of net, so it might be a little bit visible like that. Just a little bit. Yeah, I thought that this line was a little bit not even. What can I erase? And I do feel like this part also needs refinement, so I'm gonna add that in the sketch itself. Okay, let me just add a layer from this folder and then change to liquify pen and adjust it like that. The leg looks too wide. It should could probably be like this sort of. Mhm. Now here's the curve. So far so good. I'm not using the actual reference for this part. It is kind of similar to what it would have looked like, but I can't see what there is, so I just made it up myself. Something similar. I've been looking for new audiobooks to listen to while I'm doing the drawing and stuff. So if anyone has any recommendations, please let me know. I usually listen to fantasy and mm, yeah, usually fiction and fantasy stuff. Elves and witches and demons and vampires and blah 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 stuff like that. Okay. I think. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? Why? Wait. Yeah, it was. I would accidentally press on the Windows button again and again. I don't know why. Okay. When I was little, my brother used to draw more than I did. Basically, his art was better than mine at the time because we were kids and, well, there weren't any Android phones and stuff at the time. So when we got bored, me and my brother, he's like 5-ish years older than me. So we would when we were bored, we used to draw. Of course, my drawing wasn't as good as his at the time, and he loved drawing at some point. But then when he we grew up, he slowly got busier and busier with his studies. Now in my country, there's very little concept of any kind of creativity or anything at all. Asian parents don't appreciate art or anything other than studies actually. There's nothing that can convince them that their child can have any sort of success in their life if his grades are not like top notch. Even if the grades are low and they're good at something else like sports or um, art, obviously, they would always be criticizing their child for like, why are you doing this and that you're not going to succeed. I mean, for artists, I think that's a universal thing. There's a lot of people who in different countries that complain about not being supported as artists by their families. But like when it comes to sports as well, um, so I watched this video of Holland today. I don't know which. It was kind of old. So he was saying that his teachers would tell him to study harder, and he was like, "I'm gonna become a footballer anyway. I don't need to study." He was telling that. But then again, maybe education is important. Obviously, it is important. But there's certain things that maybe I think that parents should keep in mind, and not everybody is made for the same things, you know. Um, So my brother left art because he wanted to become a doctor. I don't think he wanted to become a doctor. It was like it was engraved in his mind that the best people among the society are doctors. My sister was like mm, pretty interested in becoming an engineer, but she was forced to become a doctor because they said that engineering is a job for men. So that ended up like that. Thank you, Noah. Sorry, why am I calling you Noah? Thank you, Cooper. Um, so in the end, my brother left art, and now he's in the UK and studying business, masters. Before that, he studied bachelor's in agriculture. None of that is like what he wanted to do in his life. But there he is, doing things that the society wanted of him. And I don't think he's exactly super happy with his field, but he wouldn't say it. I feel like he left out a lot of fun that comes with art, and he should have succeeded a lot more than I. Like, maybe what I am doing with my life is, I think it's pretty nice. But I wish he was in the same place as me and maybe a partner with me or something. But he left art and now he's not exactly as good as I am. So it makes me sad sometimes. It was a nice time when I used to draw with him. Everybody in the family would say he was naturally talented and I would always agree because he could draw everything that I couldn't at that time. And still, he can draw mecha and he can draw animals, he can draw backgrounds. He can't exactly draw characters as well as I do, but he can draw a lot of good things that I can't. I mean, I can draw everything, but not as good as him, the way he used to draw. He would draw animals without references, proper ones. That was nice. And now he's, I don't know, very far away from where I am in the field of art. We grew up together, so it feels more real to me than like just listen when someone says that they left art and they're feeling very sad about it or like, so it feels like i'm I'm listening to my brother. I'm not exactly sure if he would agree with me over it, but I do think that he loved art and he would have continued drawing if the society didn't force him to stop. Maybe being younger was had its own perks. Nobody forced me to do anything because they were too busy with their lives. By the time I was like because I was the youngest, and by the time I grew up, my parents were like their focus was more divided to my older siblings. So I was able to do what I wanted to do, and maybe I was a little bit more persistent. Let's just say that. Even if they did stop me, I never listened to them. Meanwhile, they glorified the idea of becoming a doctor so much that my brother wanted to be one. And he was so devastated when he was not able to get into a college, a medical college. He worked super hard for that. And I still wonder why, because I don't think he was ever really that interested in becoming one. He just wanted to be cool, I guess. And he thought being a doctor would be cool because everybody likes that. Okay, I'm gonna make a folder and I'm gonna put all the line art of the character that I've done so far into one folder. And then I'm gonna make one more folder for the background and the front of the like the curtains and stuff. So I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna turn the sketch layer on, reduce the opacity a little bit, um, make a new layer, make a new folder, in fact, put this layer into this folder, and this would be the background folder. So let's make the sides of the window she's sitting in, and then we'll focus on the curtains. Ah, I should not have like merged the background with her. Have I drawn the background separately somewhere? Wait. Uh, yep, that's the background layer. Why is it so blurry? I need I'll duplicate it. Okay. So these walls I will make with uh a ruler. Oh, the ruler is already active. So one, one, and two, and three, four, five. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. And then we go move on to this part. One, two. We're not gonna make the net um, curtains just yet. So we have this one is a different kind of curtain, but it is still a curtain, so we're not gonna make it just yet. Maybe I should color the background before I get into the coloring part of the character first. I'm gonna actually color this first. Let's just take the colors from the actual photo. Yep, literally. I'm gonna take these. This part would remain white. It needs to stay that way. Okay, so this is what the background would look like, and then we're gonna make some curtains. Wait, there's a curtain in the background as well, this one. Since this is not exactly a straight line, I'm just gonna make it the way it is. Let's, this is gonna be hard. I don't exactly draw uh, cloth a lot. Let's just make some reference lines. One, two. I did not expect it to be like this. Like this. Why is ibis paint causing me problems? Okay, one, two, two, three. You must be wondering why I'm doing this. I'll show you what I'm doing in a moment. Okay, so I made a bunch of like different lines. This one is kind of not nice enough. Let's just go with these. Now we're gonna use these lines as references, like these, and then I am going to shade it with a brush, with uh, an airbrush. Let's use this in the middle of this. I'm gonna use this, and then I feel like my graphics card is causing a lot of problems today. Okay. We're gonna use these colors as they are. This is looking weird right now, but I'm gonna. It's just that. Um. Okay. Oops. Wait. Ah. Let me select this. Okay. Now I'm gonna remove the lens. Draw them on a separate really. Okay. So now I have the middle sections of most of the curtains. Now I'm gonna make the highlighted areas, and hopefully whatever I'm doing would work out. I'm not sure anymore. Uh, that is the reason why I do not draw backgrounds usually. A lot of my art on my Instagram does not have backgrounds. I struggle with them so much. What was I thinking? What am I doing? Damn it. Okay. Well, I think I'm doing something, but it's just that it's not what I wanted to do. something, something, um, fair enough. I think this should be enough for now. There's gonna be this white part that's gonna cover it anyway. So just a little bit more. I'll reduce the the opacity of the brush, sort of. Airbrush is a lifesaver, by the way, when it comes to backgrounds. If you're not drawing anime style backgrounds, that is. I think this should be enough. I don't have to draw it exactly the way it is in the reference anyway, for a lot of different reasons, obviously. The number one reason being my style is very different from the realism that is in the reference. So this should work for me. Look at that! I think I am very proud of whatever it is. Sort of. Now for the net, the white net, I'll have to make some portions for that as well. Black line. Uh, it should go like something like. No wait, where's the character? There's the character, and then the curtains are gonna be the net curtains are gonna be in front of her. So I'll make it her the curtains on a different layer, and then they go on into the back. Should have used a red line art brush for this part. Wait. Oh no. We try again. Let me use a red line art brush. I'm trying to make a border for the white net curtain. Something like that. Something like that. Yeah. One layer underneath because these are just reference lines. These are not going to be the actual curtain. So this is how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna use the lasso selector, the magic wand tool, to select all the parts of this curtain that I have made a border for so far. Okay, so this is how the back curtain is gonna look like. And for the front curtain, I'm gonna use a new brush. I'm going to check it in the reference how far I took the wait, it's not this one. How far I took the curtain. Duplicate. That was how the front curtain was supposed to go. So we're gonna use a blue brush. I know it looks sort of complicated from here, but yeah. Okay, so we turned off the character layer and then the background layer and then the sketch layer. Where's the sketch layer? Right? Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. I thought that I made a mistake, but I hadn't. So these are how the curtains are gonna turn out. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna color them in a base color, a blue, and then for the red part, it's gonna be obviously red. This is a technique that I use when I'm drawing anything related to like uh, since I made it in portion, I'm gonna color the portions in like different layers as well. It looks like a flag of some country. I don't know which one. Not exactly good with recognizing flags. Okay, so we're done with the base colors of the net curtains. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some net onto it. How? We're gonna make a clipping layer on each of the sections. One, two, three, four, and onto the blue one, right? And now we're gonna use the net. I'm gonna try to find some similar pattern in the assets. Mhm. These are meshes, not a like fancy net or anything. I think I should probably look into the. It's starting to give me internet. Cloth patterns, black and white. Let's just go with this one. Maybe where? Look at that. There's nice patterns right in the front. This one or this one? Maybe this one. Is this a good pattern? Looks like a good pattern. I'm gonna. Okay. So this layer is clipped now. We're gonna like squish it up a little bit from different angles, like these. Then this maybe an expanding pan. I will use liquid as expansion and just to like change the sizes from different angles, so for it to look a little bit different, not too symmetrical, right? And then I know it's not exactly visible right now, but it would be soon. I'll change the color of this part to white. See this? It looks okay. Just okay. And I'm gonna try to add one more layer of the same net here. Let me do that. Just so that it would be thick enough. Maybe I would reduce the opacity of one of the layers. Yeah, the second one. I'm gonna reduce the opacity of one of them. Hi, Clary. How are you? So this is how the curtain is gonna look like right now. I'm gonna change, obviously, gonna change the color of it later. But for now, this is how the first curtain is gonna look like. And now for the red curtains, we're gonna do the same thing. Just a little bit smaller this time. I'm great. I'm actually pretty great today because I have not been streaming properly lately, and today I really did feel like streaming. So I think it's a progress. We're gonna add another layer of the same one, just so I can make it a little bit like thicker, like before. But I'm gonna, for the second layer, I'm gonna reduce the opacity a little bit. Now, let me just merge them both like that. These two as well merged. This is the first time the host has noticed me. Well, I don't really exactly have a lot of like people in the chat. Maybe I've seen some streamers miss the chat sometimes because they say that there's too many to read. But you're lucky. Right now, I don't have a lot of viewers, but I will remember you. Okay, even if I did have like some time, if you message in like in chat, I would definitely read your chat. Okay, deal. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by the way. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same step here with the reduced opacity for the second layer. How are you doing, by the way? How's your day going? Nah, don't worry. It's actually kind of fun talking to someone on stream. Okay, so the last one is remaining, the last portion, and we're gonna do the magic trick after this one. Wait. Sorry, I probably sound like a bot. No, you don't. You actually sound like a real human. Don't worry. So I know when it feel what it feels like when I'm talking to a bot. Trust me. I would know. I don't talk to a lot of people anyway. So, but like when I do, I can recognize who is like being genuine and who isn't. Because the way in my field, the way the clients I have and stuff, especially on Twitter, there's a lot of people that are acting like bots. Well, you sound like a real human to me, and you sound like a good person. Okay, we're changing the color of the background, the layers that I had drawn before, one by one. And now this is where the magic part comes in. We're gonna merge these with the bases. I think. OMG, thank you so much. Well, if you're humble enough to say that you think that you like you're not exactly confident in yourself, then I would say that you are a good person. You know what? The people that aren't good enough, like the people that aren't good, in my opinion, are like a little bit braggy about it. But if you're humble enough to know that when your own uh, yourself, then it's a good thing in itself. Where is this border coming from? Wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is how the curtains look like right now, and now I have to turn them white. So I'm gonna lock this layer, and then I'm gonna use mm, make the whole layer like use the lasso foil pen to make the whole layer white. Now it's invisible, right? But when I turn this on, ah, I made some mistake. No. Why is it not showing? Oh, wait. Now I know what mistake I made. I forgot to extract the line drawing. Yeah, they're exactly like that. I don't like that kind of people. I have seen those people a lot around me. Okay, I've extracted the line of both of these. And now when I do the same thing that I did before, which is lock the layer and color the whole thing in white. Now it's supposed to turn in white, like that. See? See, it turned into an actual curtain. Did that line did not get extracted from this one? I'm gonna try it again. Okay, lock this layer. Yes. And where's our character? This is our character. This is what she's gonna look like sitting in between the curtains. I wish I could do art like you. I'm a traditional and can't do digital at all. Well, you can. If you're actually a traditional artist, you can just download this app called Ibis Paint X and maybe just experiment with the tools. I did that. I was a traditional artist once. Like everybody is a traditional artist in the beginning, and I think that unless you know the traditional art, you cannot be good at digital art. That may be a personal opinion, but I do think that it was the case for me. If I did not know how to draw traditionally, I would not have been able to make digital art very well. So I just one day I just found this app named Ibis Paint X and on the phone, and I started like experimenting with the tools and stuff, and it ended up being something uh, that turned into my career and stuff. Now we're gonna turn off the background for a while, the background layers, all the extra layers that have background in them. I'm gonna turn them off so that I can focus on the line art part, the coloring part of the character. Turn off the glasses layer. I'll make a new folder for just for the colors of the girl. There's other apps that help you draw digitally out there, but I think Ibis Paint is the easiest to understand. So this is the character that we were supposed to be coloring. Do you want to do a collab on something? Of course, I would love to. What kind of collab though? Let me color the like these base. This would be the base. I would love to collab with you or like anybody, to be honest. I love collabing. Do you do edits? I could teach you if not. Sometimes, yeah, I post. What do you mean by edits, by the way? Like making reels and uh, like if I don't know, using sounds from the trending sounds on social media. Do you mean that? Yeah, I do make edits. Or can do dragon puppeteers. Oh wow. Sorry about that. I just subscribed to you. And what was I saying again? Forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I was asking if you're on Instagram by any chance. Sometimes my mic disconnects on its own. I don't know why. It's probably a problem with the app I'm using to connect my mic with the PC, but I don't really understand how to fix it. Okay, so I've done the base color for the ponies and the hair itself on different layers. We're gonna start shading and rendering the hair. Okay, that sounded rude. Let me rephrase. No, that's okay. That's totally fine. Don't worry. Thank you. Which apps, which social media apps do you use most often? No problem. I am glad to have you on stream, by the way. Thank you for coming. Aw, thank you. Some hair rents. I mean, I know she doesn't have any, but I think they look cool. I use YouTube 99% and TikTok 1%, so mostly YouTube. Oh. Um, I use Instagram a lot, but only to scroll. I'm not exactly very good at talking to people, so I don't chat on it. Um, I also use Twitter a little bit and stream on YouTube. Most of the time, I'm just drawing on my PC. Ah, thank you. Thank you so much. So here's the layer rinse, and we're gonna. I'm only shading the borders just yet for now. I will probably make a few more adjustments to these after I am done with the like. I just got a notification from YouTube. Wait. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You actually gave me a shout out on a post. That is nice. Uh, I just saw Bachira on your profile. I really want to watch that edit. After stream, I'm definitely gonna like check out all the edits that you've made. Where are you from, by the way? Do you have any anime recommendations for me? It's just that I haven't been watching a lot of anime lately. I don't really have time. But tomorrow I'm planning to take a break. So if you have any recommendations that of some short animes, short and good, I would absolutely love to watch them if I haven't already. North America. There's a lot of people like in my. Don't worry. Yeah. Wait. I didn't mean to like in the sense of invading the privacy or anything. It's just that it's kind of nice to know where people are from, like the people that I talk to sometimes. Um. Uh. There's one more person that comes into like talks comes and talks to me during the stream, and they're also from North America. And then there's another one that is from South America. You're recommending me Naruto and Bleach. Okay. Uh, Fun fact: I've like been wanting to watch them for like at least 10 years. They're too long, so I have not watched them. But I know a lot of its story. Like I know a lot of Naruto's story. In fact, most of it. Because my sister used to watch it and I used to watch it with her, but like not exactly with her. I would just watch from the backgrounds sometimes. So I know the story, but I haven't exactly sat down and Watched it. But I really, really want to watch Bleach because I love the orange haired dude. What is his name again? Ichigo? I will try to catch most of your live streams. Thank you. That would be very much appreciated. I love it so much when somebody tells me that they're gonna do that. Honestly, it makes me feel kind of like proud of myself. I mean, not exactly in the sense of pride. It's just I just feel like at least my content is worth it. Like someone decided to stay. I've watched both My Hero Academia and Blue Lock, but I have not watched the recent seasons of both of them just yet. Like I will watch. I have watched 4 seasons of My Hero Academia so far, and 1 season. No, I think 2 seasons of Blue Lock. Yeah, yeah, 2 seasons I think. If I'm not wrong, Blue Lock has 3 seasons so far, and if it has two, then I've watched 1 season. I don't remember. We're gonna color this whole thing from the inside. I'll be in school from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So stream outside and I'll be there. Um, can you tell me like what time it is for you right now? Because for me it's 7:32 a.m. right now. Thank you. This would be the like first layer of the shading. I would also use some other brushes to make it a little bit more, you know, um, popping, vibrant. For the ponytail thingies, I'm gonna use this. Look at that. It looks cool. It's 9:32 p.m. here. 9:32 p.m. Oh, yeah. It's like there's there's a 10-hour difference between our time zones. Like if it's 9:32 p.m. for you, it would be 7:33 a.m. for me the next day, right? So I start streaming at 6 a.m. So basically, it's like 8 a.m. for you when I start streaming. Is that an okay time for you? At 8 p.m.? Sometimes. By the way, my streams will be saved later for later as well. So if by any chance you miss it and you think that there was something that was worth watching, you could always like watch the streams that are mm, in the uh, YouTube section, live section. I might be at sports practice. You play sports? What kind of sports? Oh, five? I've been wanting to try sports for so long. Like, I want to play soccer and badminton, but I can't do that. Um, in my country, we don't really like play a lot of sports. There aren't a lot of clubs for sports and anything, to be honest. I'm from Pakistan. Sadly, there is nothing that I can do. Everything that I want to do is unavailable. It's just really boring here. We're done with the eyebrows as well. Archery, tennis, basketball, volleyball. Oh my god, that sounds so interesting. Everything sounds interesting. And fun fact, I can't do any of them. Like I am I've never done any of these, sadly. I've only done like football and like a little bit of badminton. I literally bought a basketball for my cousin the other day. Uh, it was his birthday, so I bought him a basketball. But he did not know where to play. Like there aren't a lot of areas for him to go and play basketball. The problem is probably because I also, apart from the fact that the country itself isn't exactly very, you know, uh, advanced. I don't know how to like put it, but we're also from a smaller city of it. So look at that, the gradient. Look at the gradient. I think I it looks sort of nice. That's a cool country. I looked it up, and that's an awesome place from the photos. Yeah, the nature part is nice. It is beautiful, that's for sure, but not exactly very, you know, good with the sports and creative stuff. So we have a lot of creative people, but there isn't a lot of support for that. I love it, but it's not good enough. It's not. I'm not gonna like stay here very long. Hopefully. So this will be the hair gloss. The gloss is gonna be an overlay. I'm gonna put this setting to overlay so that it looks better. No, it does not look better at all. I want it to be sort of pinkish. Maybe I could use some other soft light, maybe heart light, pin light. I don't know. Overlays. What about multiply? No. Yeah, yeah. No settings were done. I want it to be sort of pinkish and not this shade. So, I'm in America. This is cool because it feels like you're kind of teaching me to do digital art from halfway across the world. Yes, yes, I talked about it a while ago. I was like, when someone is watching me draw, and there's people like some of my friends online would come watch my streams and draw with me. That feels really interesting. Like we're half of a apart, but we're drawing at the same time. Um, It's like being together in one place, but not exactly. You know the orange president? Yeah, there. The orange president. Are we talking about Trump? Okay. Um, this is the like. I don't think it's exactly really neat, but I will make it neat later. Look at that. Okay. I find it that he's literally orange. Yes, he is orange. And kind of funny himself actually. I think that the way he speaks, a lot of people I've seen a lot of people mimic him online. They they speak the way he does, and it's sort of like he's a walking meme himself. Not to be like not to be judging or anything. I don't know if it's okay to like talk about politics and stuff. So I'm just gonna say that he yeah, I think that he's sort of like a meme himself. Sometimes I wonder if he talks like that by like naturally, or if he's actually like talking mm, like that on purpose. I don't care about politics, so talk all you want. I actually, honestly, I don't either. I don't exactly talk about politics with my friends either. Last night, my cousin was asking me if I was interested in any kind of politics. It was not because he was like interested himself. He was just gonna tease me over like it, like which party do you support? And then he would obviously go opposite to that, whatever I chose. So when I said I am not interested in politics at all, he just got disappointed because he did not have any way to tease me and stuff. I'm from South America, so people make fun of my accent. Hey, I am not a native speaker myself, so I don't really think that I would be in a place to judge anybody. I try my best to speak like in the proper accent, but sometimes it's hard and I stutter a lot. So don't worry. I think having a different language from English but being able to speak it is kind of nice. Like, I find my accent cool. Your accent is cool. I know I haven't heard it, but just think about it. You know a different language, like you know something unique, and I think that's a flex itself. I'll definitely look it up after stream. I would like check out what the accent is like. Maybe I could copy it as well. Try and copy it. It's fun actually. I like copying Italian accent and Japanese accent, all sorts of accents. There's also Indian accent of English. Have you heard it? I can speak in that accent as well because I grew up around people who actually do speak in that same accent. People around me don't speak English in this accent the way I'm speaking. They speak in Indian accent. Do you want me to speak an Indian accent for a moment? I could, possibly, but, but if you want to listen to it, that is. Now I'm too embarrassed to say anything. You know what? Usually, I'll tell you what. Usually, when I'm around my peers, like from university friends and stuff, and when they're trying to speak English, it's usually in Indian accent, right? Yeah. So if I speak in this particular accent with them, it's like they feel kind of offended sometimes, because they're I don't know what makes them feel offended in this accent, but because they're using the Indian accent, they want me to use Indian accent as well. So I can do Indian, Southern, and British. Wow, that sounds cool. I can barely differentiate between American and English accents, and like British accents sometimes, because since it's not my native language and I learned it from like watching anime and watching different sort of YouTubers, so for me it is kind of difficult to differentiate in both accents sometimes. I can speak in both of them, but some words just jumble them up. I forget which word is from which accent, the pronunciation, like vitamin and vitamin, and there's more schedule and schedule. I would always forget which accent has which words. You're a top fan. That's probably that's actually nice. Thank you. You've been talking to me, so maybe this YouTube decided that you're a top fan, huh? There's a huge difference. There is, I think there is a huge difference between the two accents, but I just can't sometimes. Maybe if I go and live among people that speak that on a regular basis, because people around me don't speak English, right? So if I went and lived with someone that had a British accent, I would probably be able to differentiate better. If you use them like on a regular basis, then you would know the differences between the different accents. Water of water, a bottle of water, and yeah, bottle of water. Is that right? Did I do it right? And if it's Indian accent, it would be like bottle of water, bottle of water, and bottle of water, and bottle of water. These are three different accents, and I this is just kind of funny. You have 2.27 thousand subs. Yep. Yeah, I do. And I have like 3.5 thousand followers on Instagram for now. Maybe I will have them increased someday. But Instagram requires a lot of effort on reels, and well, I don't really have time to make reels, so this character, the one I'm drawing right now, it was supposed to look like a Genshin character because it's someone's. It is a commission from that I received on Vegan, and it is supposed to be like representing someone's OC from Genshin Impact. I have 22 subs. I'm a newbie. That's okay. That's okay. That does not matter. I had 22 subs too at some point. And honestly, it doesn't matter. I think when you have lower subs, you have people that actually care about you. Most of them, like 22 people that care about you, followed you, subscribed to you, even though you had lower subscribers. And they would want to watch your content, so you make your content for them, right? It's okay, don't worry. Being famous isn't like I don't think I'm famous actually. I don't know how fame works, but subscribers does not like make you famous and stuff. It's all about building a community that loves you, that wants to watch what you do. Even if there's like two people that like your posts, they still want to watch it, so it's good. It's a good thing. What can you collab on? I would love to. I think that maybe we could make a post on Instagram. Some, mm, I'm not sure. Maybe I could give you one of my characters and you could turn that into a cardboard dragon thingy. I don't know what it's supposed to be like. What do you think? Let's make something that let's do something that we can the both of us can do. Okay, we have done. Now we're gonna move on to the eyes. I'm gonna make a separate folder for the eyes. I can draw your OC in my style. I would absolutely love that. That would be awesome. I would post that on my Instagram story as well. I'm actually planning to redesign my OC as well. So maybe before I do that, I could like mm, um have a few people draw fan art and stuff so that when I change it has some backup, like some uh wait, let me just color this eye before saying anything else. Yeah. So when I redesign my OC, it would probably also be on stream. By the way, can you mention my channel? Obviously. What is your channel thing? Clary SAU. I would do that on a post so that people can actually follow you because this chat would not like last. Let me take a screenshot. I'm gonna mention your channel later. I'm gonna mention your channel in a post so that people that see that post are able to subscribe to you because this chat would not be available after the stream ends. Only the stream is available after that. So. And I would probably give you a shout out on my Instagram as well if you want. You do you have Instagram? No, wait, I asked you a while ago. I have to go, but I'll be back soon. Okay, no worries. Take your time. Thank you for dropping by the way. I'll do that. I'll make sure I do that. Absolutely love the idea of having my OC drawn by people. Yay. I think the eyes are almost done as well. Yep. Now for the skin, we will make one more folder. We're gonna put some layers into this folder. And, yep, color the skin. You know what happened yesterday? Um, yesterday, I started streaming and I was uh, drawing the line art for this OC of the client, but then my air conditioner started leaking, and the I think the pipe was clogged, so I had to stop streaming and get it fixed. I think the color looks kind of pale. I will change that in a while. Let's just make the leg in a different there. Change it. It maybe needs a little bit more saturation. Yeah, like that. Yep. Okay. Let's make one more layer. Now we're gonna add some shading, some shadows. Wait, the shadows have to be in the direction of where the light is coming from the window, right? So the light is supposed to be coming from here, yeah? So here, wait. The light source is here. So since wait, from here and here and here. So since the light is coming from here, I will whatever I do with the shades would be in this direction. The shadows would all from the dress and everything would be in this direction. Wait. The color would be a little bit orange and a little bit of pinkish shade. Yeah. But like this shade sounds good, looks good. For the ear, I'm gonna shade the whole thing. No, it looks a little bit too orange. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. Like that. Yep. That color sounds good. Um Wait. The lower layer is has a gap. We're gonna change that. I'm gonna go back to the clip layer and continue with the shadow. The shadow is a little bit below the actual hair strand so that it looks more dynamic and sort of like a 3D. Why did I color the whole ear, you ask? If you asked. It would be because this hair strand is covering the whole part of the ear and the face, some of the face as well. So now, here's how the shadow went. We look at that. Now for this hair strand, the shadow behind this one is also kind of uh, lower than the actual hair strand. Look at that. And then this one. And then this one. And some shade onto the eyelids. Think it looks good? We're gonna add this shade to the nose, but in order to make it more dynamic, I'm gonna add one more layer on top of this one, and I'm gonna make this part of the nose white. The reason being, when the light falls onto her face, this part particularly gets more light, right? This part and some of the cheek as well. So let's just do this as well, just a little bit. I'm gonna make this light a little bit blurry so that the corner is softer for the cheek. Now for the eyes, I am going to remove the skin from uh, the sclera, the inside of the eyes. We erase it. I want to make this shadow a little bit softer. We're gonna go with this, but I have to select this color first. We're gonna go with softer shade of skin. Now we shade everything in a way that shows the shadow is the light is coming from over there. What is this? Since the light is coming from over there, I would not add too many shades here. But we will need to be adding a few of the shades here. So I will just assume that here, this part is a little bit like this. Is it too much? Possibly. Let me erase some of it. No, this looks ridiculous. Wait. Oh, okay. Yep, that looks okay. That looks better. Now for the hands, maybe we should just do it on another layer. Yeah, but that layer is also clipped to the skin layer so that the color does not go out. for the base color is missing from here. Um, look, wait, look. This one looked a little bit too thick, that shade. So I just reduced that. Now we're gonna do an experiment, sort of. I am going to shade the rest of the hand and almost all of it, in fact. Right, like this. And we reduce the opacity. We make it the same as the previous layer, 76%. Yeah. And with the white, this layer was supposed to be the white shiny layer thingy, the one we used for the nose. Yeah. So on this layer, we're gonna use the white color again, and we're gonna just simply make these parts of the nails. We could obviously make this part as well. It wasn't exactly really needed, but it looks nice, so why not? Does it look nice though? Not exactly sure, but it doesn't look bad, and so not yet. Let's go back to the colors of the hand. For the second hand, we're gonna move on to this one and color this. Color this. Since the light is coming from over there, I would assume that it looks like this. The light is still coming from here, and all the shadows are in this direction. Whatever is inside of the area where the light is supposed to be hitting, it would be shaded. Hello, Sammy. How are you? Nice to have you on stream. Okay, so we're gonna go back to the white shade thingy. I use these for the nails. Um, I was wondering what would happen if I did this. It looks weird. No, let's just let it go. Oops. What? Oh, this leg was on a different layer. I did try drawing nails because painted nails look so cool in drawings, but for some reason it always looks off. Maybe I have to experiment more. Yeah, do you want any tips? Let me show you what I do when I am drawing the painted nails. We'll just make them over her hands. Wait, let me make sure that she does not have any. Wait, I don't have the reference for her nails. Maybe she has colored nails, but I will show you. Okay, so um, basically, if this is the nail that I painted, if you look at the line art more carefully, there's this line going. This is very thin compared to the actual line art of the finger itself, right? So this line goes here and then stops right here. It's thinner here, sometimes a little bit thicker in the end, and it stops before it reaches this point, right? And then if it's painted nails, we if it's not painted nails, we just make a white part here, and then we make a skin part here, so it looks like this. But if it's painted nails, then we color this part, and then we make just one uh, stroke like this. It looks like it's shiny, sometimes like this, but I usually just make this one stroke like this. So it looks like it's shining, right? And if all the nails were like that, and we could also obviously change the color of these mm, different color nails if you wanted to. But I hope I make sense. You could also obviously just use a little bit of uh, an airbrush and make it a little bit darker from the bottom, like this. Okay, so for this leg, where were we again? Yeah, 76% opacity. And now for the interesting part, which I do with the skin. We're gonna use the blurry effect for some parts with very low opacity. And we'll go to the skin, for example, this part, and then we will blur some of it like this. Just the opacity needs to be lowered. Okay. We'll blur it just a little bit from the corners, not the whole thing, but just from more from the corners. Let's just say that. More from the corners, less from here. More from the corners. Oh, wait, it's from on a different layer. Like this. More from the corner, less from here. And then we go back to here. Wait, this part. And then more from the corners, less from here with lower opacity of the blurring tool. It does not look like it's doing anything, but it would in a while. We go to the fingers. We blur from here. Just a little bit more opacity. This is the layer, right? Yep. We blur from, oops, sorry, the brush is too big. Okay, so we blur a little bit from here, a little bit from here. We're not doing it to the whole thing, just a little bit from here, right? And then we'll blur just slightly more here. And then from here, just the corners here, here. Maybe a little bit here as well. Nope. Never mind that. Okay. I don't like it because the opacity needs to be reduced. Again. Thank you so much for the tutorial. You're very welcome. And then we go to the second hand. Yep. Just the borders. Just make them soft. Here as well. A little bit from here. This shadow is from the collar. So this is gonna be a hard, okay? And this one too, but just a little bit lighter. Oops. Okay, we'll make this shadow lighter. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Softer. Softer, softer. Not the whole thing, just the bottom part. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not the hair. Not the hair. Either we do that or that. Now, next part would be I would make one more layer on top of all the shaded layers. Wait, yep, like this. And then I will use the airbrush, normal one. We will use this color, but a little bit more brighter, like in a reddish tone. And then we will increase the size of the brush. We will use that brush on the some of the areas of these, right? We will do the same with the second leg. Okay. I am going to use this just for like a temporary reasons because there will be more rendering to come when I add the background. Because she needs to blend with the background, right? She can't just be popping out of it. Soft and hard shading. Yep. One more layer with clipping tool. Just with in the parts that has the darker shading, not the lighter one. We can do that with the lighter one, but it would look weird because the color we've selected for the airbrush is just a little bit too dark for that. Oops, wait. Bigger brush. Maybe I would reduce the opacity just a little bit. I want to make her blush a little bit, so we're gonna use some pinkish color for the blush. Big airbrush. And I'm gonna make some blush effect on her eyes and nose. Some on her shoulders, her neck, her fingertips, and her knuckles. Just one side. And then we'll use a white dot on every one of the blushes. Like that. Nah, that looks weird. Let's just let this one slide. Not on the dark side, but on the lighter side. On knuckles. We don't really have to add these white dots, by the way. It's just that it looks kind of cute sometimes. Let's make some. Let's give her some lipstick. Reduce the opacity a little bit. And then we blurred some of it. Like that. And then we add the white dot again. Just a little bit longer. like this. I think the skin is fairly okay. Now we'll move on to the dress. Closing the skin layer. It looks like someone put makeup on a girl. A lot of difference, no? Uh, one more folder for the dress. This is what the dress was supposed to look like. Now I don't exactly remember what the client had asked me to use for the colors of the dress. Let me just check one time to see like if the client specified the colors they wanted for the dresses, but I don't think they did. So I'm gonna quickly just have a look. brown inside of her earrings. This is how it was supposed to be. And for the letter, I would use this color from directly from the reference. Just a little bit lighter. No way. The paper can be a little bit lighter, but not the letter itself. I have yet to add details to the letter. I will do that in the end. First, I want to change the. No, wait. Maybe I should do it right now. There's only one step after this one, so. One more layer. We add some shading to the letter before anything else. Okay. Reduce the opacity a little bit. Then airbrush. Now for the writing part, let me see if I can find something. Paper, paper. A lot of a lot of writings, but not like anything calligraphic. So what can I like write here? Maybe I should just manually write it anything random. I don't know. I should have asked the client if she wanted anything specific written on it. Uh, blah 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 in an ancient font or whatever. Blah blah blah. Would this work? I don't want to do that. Anything, anything. But the font would obviously not be changed. Uh, I need to find a nice font so that whatever I've written is a little bit too unrecognizable. What should I do? La, 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 la. Maybe I should just leave it and ask the client later if she wants anything specific. Or maybe I will just make it a little bit more blurry later so that it's not recognizable. Blah 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 blah. On the bottom in black or brown. Brown sounds better. And then we do the same thing again. Wait, it's in a few different lines. So blah 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 blah. Stuff like that. Free. I see a word that I wrote by accident. Wow. The font looks nice. There's like 3 or 4 lines. So maybe I should add a few more. La 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 la. Wait, wait, wait. Blah 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 blah. Okay. This is not going to be visible. On Fire Alpaca, there is a custom letter brush which is really helpful in this situation. I don't use spiral alpaca. I wish Ibis Paint had something similar. Maybe I will make a take reference from spiral alpaca and make my own brush later in Ibis Paint. Now I'm gonna blur this whole thing. Yes, I can't wait to blur it. I don't want anybody to read it. Uh, frosted glass. Too much. Too much. I think this is okay. This is unreadable, whatever it is. But I don't want it to look weird either, so let's go along with. That looks terrible. 2 pixel radius. Now that's better. Unreadable, but looks like something is written on it. And then I'm gonna just copy it and paste the same thing over here. Right? We'll change the direction for it to look more authentic. Ugh. And then we're gonna do the same with a different one. Duplicate it like that. Except I want the middle one to be removed, and this one will move right over here. And then we will duplicate it, and then we will maybe change the direction a little bit. Right? Now it looks better. Nobody can tell what's written on it. Hopefully. Wait, I want a few more lines. Like this. And duplicate it. Move it. Ooh, did not get duplicated. Duplicate it. Move it. Duplicate it. Rotate it. Move it. If the client asks me that they want something specific written on it, I will just like remove these layers, and thankfully I've done it in a different layer, right? I can just hide this and add whatever they want. And there's a stamp on it, so let me make a stamp. We'll use a symmetry tool with 4 divisions. Let me make it on the side. 4 divisions. Now I use a bead tool thingy. Now bead brush. Do we have one? Wait. Do we have a wait? I'll just make one. Mm, we'll go into the spacing like this, and then we will increase the opacity like that, and then we will make it a little bit more brown. Yep, like this. Ugh, wait. Like this will be the stamp. The wait. The opacity of both the starting and the ending should be the same. Try again. Why is it doing this? If I've done the opacity fade, no, force fade. Ugh. causing me some problems. And done. Nobody is gonna notice it, right? Nobody's gonna notice the middle part. We're just gonna do this. So this is how the stamp is gonna look. Almost. Yeah. I'm just gonna add something random onto the stamp. I've made one more layer. I've clipped it on top of that one, and then we're gonna look for something interesting in the assets. What could be the maybe an owl? What could possibly be something interesting enough to? Why is my internet so slow? Where is the references? Okay, good. Could I add that? Maybe a fairy would do, since it's a character from Genshin Impact. I mean, an OC from Genshin Impact. We could possibly add this. Yeah, I think it looks nice. For this part, I'm going to duplicate the base of the stamp. We're going to use this duplicate layer underneath the fairy. We're going to reduce the size just a little bit, and then we're going to change the color by locking this layer up. We use the lasso fill tool, and we change the color into something similar to this one. And this is how it's going to be. And then we're going to reduce the opacity according to whatever we want it to be looking like. Wait. It has to be pinned to this one. Okay, so now we're going to reduce the opacity. This is what the stamp is going to look like. I take it over here, make it smaller, adjust it according to the size of the letter. It can be blurry. I don't care about what it looks like because it's gonna be small anyway, so nobody's gonna notice. It just has to look like a stamp. I'm gonna reduce the opacity just a little bit to see if it looks better like that. Yep. So this is how the letter is gonna look like. Now for the best part. I'm gonna put all the layers of my character into one folder. Just the character, not everything else. Which would be the hair, the line art, the everything else in a folder. For the line art, the skin, that was the eyes, the hair, the dress. What was this again? The eyebrows. Let's just make one more folder for the rest of the everything. Um, yep, the eyes, the earrings, and the letter are in one folder. And then we close this folder up. Wait, the white part of the eyes is missing. So we're gonna add this part too. And then we're gonna see what happens. Yep. So all the layers of the character herself are in one folder, right? So now we're gonna shade the whole folder together. We're gonna make one more layer. We're gonna clip it to the folder. Of course, lasso fill tool. And now we're gonna use an overlay. Like the color of the surroundings, I'm gonna choose this color itself. Maybe I could just choose this color or this color or any color from the surroundings because this is gonna be temporary anyway. So we choose, okay, we're gonna choose this color, right? Lasso fill tool, and we fill up the whole character, right? And now we use the overlay, right? Now we go into the filter and then we change the color of this lasso according to whatever the darkness, the like this. Saturation can be increased or decreased. Everything everything is going to change together. This is how it's going to be. So now we're gonna go into one more layer. We're gonna use just a little bit of a darker color brush. Use the airbrush, a big one. Now we colored this part for the shadows. All the shadows that we need. And now we're gonna multiply it. What multiply basically does is that it removes white color from all the layers that are inside the multiply selector. So this is how it's gonna be. Now we're gonna add some white on top of this. I want to reduce the multiply layers effect a little bit. Now screen could do a good thing and add could also work. We reduce the opacity of this add layer. Right? Now, the best part, the one that I've been waiting for. Wait, the multiply needs to be a little bit more darker, some parts of the multiply. So we're gonna use black or super dark brown, and then we're gonna use another multiply layer just for like some parts. Multiply? Yep. Like this. Change the opacity. Okay, now we're gonna take all and everything. Add in it add everything into add layer from canvas. So now we have everything in one layer, right? We make it blurry. Not too blurry, but enough for it to look like this. Or maybe we could increase the blur effect. Wait, I forgot to like change the what is this nonsense? Wait, the sun part. Forgot to erase the sun part. Now Ibis Paint is not responding. Damn it! I hate it when this happens. Now she looks like he belongs in this environment. Yep. The app is not responding anymore. Okay, okay, we're back. I forgot that I before adding everything into one layer, I need to remove the sun thing I drew. This one, nonsense. Okay. Now we add everything into one canvas. We make everything a little bit blurry, like that, and then we use the screen, right? And then we reduce the opacity according to whatever we want. We can also like cause the blur a little bit more. I know it doesn't look like it changed much. First, let me just let me show you what happened. This is the difference between the before and after. This is before, and this is after. Everything looks a little bit softer, but I want to change the color just a little bit. Darker. Lightness would be reduced. Saturation can be increased. The difference may be noticeable depending on uh, whatever the artwork is like. But this is how it looks like. What it does, it basically makes it look a little bit more soft, everything. I want to add one more layer with airbrush. Just one last attempt at trying something. We will make it multiply and reduce the opacity according to whatever we're working on. I want the skirt to have a little bit more shine. We go into the folder and we go onto the skirt part. Make one more layer. Maybe just a little bit. Oops. Blur. Right? Reduce the opacity. So yeah, this is what our character looks like. Now I'm gonna go and ask my client if she likes it and if she has any sort of changes that she would like for me to add to her. Now, because this is so detailed, some might think that making changes later would be annoying. But honestly, since I make everything in a different layer, everything is in a different layer. So if the client actually wants any changes, I don't really need to work too hard for it. I can just change the layer and get on with it. Hopefully she would like what I drew. Hopefully. I do want some edits. If I want some edits, I could just go on top of the hair layer and maybe make it like this. Some strands popping out. Like that. I do hope that whoever watches my stream, they at least learn something. I mean, I know I'm not exactly really good at teaching and stuff, but if you watched my stream and found something, anything that you did not know before, that would be like something I would feel good about. Like some people actually add some white hair as well, white hair strands. If I were to add a white hair strand, it would probably be in the direction of where the sunlight is coming from, like this. Okay. So this is done for today. I'm gonna add my watermark and send it over to the client and hopefully get their approval. Perfect. Please make it white. Make it big. Not too big. Just big enough for it to be visible. In the bottom maybe. I will change the font a little bit because I want it to be at least recognizable. Yep. This looks okay. Um we will add some border and then we'll reduce the opacity. Let me send it over and hopefully the client would like it. For now, I will be um ending the stream, and this is what the final looks like. Hopefully, this is what the final looks like so far, and I will start working on my next commission now, which would be probably be the last one for this uh for a while for this week. I'm glad I was able to finish my all my commissions by the end of this week, and hopefully we will find some new ones next week. For now, I will catch you guys later, and thank you so much for watching my videos and live streams. Um, take care of yourself, drink lots of water, and bye bye.